Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. I'm Shamela Pula and here's what we have in the bulletin.
Vandalism and theft continue to cost utility companies. Fire damages KPH Theatre air conditioning unit. And later in sports, Caribbean champions Mount Pleasant inch closer to the top of the Jamaica Premier League standings.
Now the details. The Office of Utilities Regulation is reporting that vandalism and theft targeting utility networks continue to impose significant costs on utility companies. Speaking at an OUR webinar addressing these ongoing issues was Charles Douglas, Senior Manager at Flow.
In the telecommunication sector, electricity sector, water sector, really underpins daily life, and telecom failures ripple across the entire society, and it has implications for our national resilience. We have a lot of investment in the country, investment in subsea systems, investments in undersea systems around the island, terrestrial investment with redundant routes and failover systems, all of which are significantly compromised due to malicious acts of vandalism or sabotage from time to time.
Mr. Douglas says thieves tend to go after specific items.
They steal batteries, they steal generators, they steal fuel. There's theft of copper in the past before much of our plant was replaced. Now we have attendant fiber cuts, and the list goes on. These are intentional adverse actions against the network, coupled with maybe carelessness of accidents or other, high vehicles which may disrupt or tear down the aerial fiber from time to time. So there are a number of things that cause outages, and it really has implications.
Investigations are ongoing into the cause of a blaze contained to an operating theatre at the Kingston Public Hospital this morning. It's understood that the AC unit caught fire sometime after 5 a.m. Speaking with TVJ News, Senior Superintendent of the Kingston and St. Andrew Fire Department, Patrick Gooden, said firefighters sprung into action once they received the alert.
2 units initially responded, and on their arrival, they discovered that the fire was confined to an air conditioning unit in one of the operating theaters. The fire was extinguished using dry chemical powder extinguishers, and there was no need for any further activities on the part of the Jamaica Fire Brigade.
He also noted that there were no reports of injuries and hospital operations were not significantly
18 patients
disrupted.
and 14 members of staff were evacuated from the accident and emergency section to allow for proper ventilation of that section. The fire is now under investigation because we initially were unable to determine what is the possible cause. So the fact that it started from the air condition, there may be other reasons why. And so active investigation is presently being conducted.
Residents in Yallahs St. Thomas are expressing frustration over what they describe as a lack of communication regarding the Yallahs Health Center. The facility has been out of service since 2023, placing a significant burden on them as they have to travel further to access health services.
Princess Margaret out that side, we really need it so badly. So I'm asking relevant authority could just come go back quickly.
And it cost me $700 to go up there now because of the bridge of Lando. It broke down and I can't take it no more. Because right now, I don't have my eye drops because I don't have money to go to and from. When me go up there, it costs me a lunch money and I can't buy lunch sometime.
In the meantime, the Medical Office of Health for the parish says the facility is expected to be operational within the next 2 months.
It's going to be refurbished, and we have plans that are going to be put in place for us to have that up and running in the next 2-3 months. Because we're doing refurbishing plus expansion first. Yallahs is one of those communities that is growing. It's supposed to be about 34,000 people now. I'm sure it is far more than that officially when we go in the census. And especially with the roads, there are going to be more people coming into that Yallahs community. So we'll be doing an expansion.
Agriculture Minister Floyd Green testified Thursday that he was surprised when the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, contacted him regarding an anonymous letter he wrote a day after witnessing the killing of 3 men in January 2013. Mr. Green was responding to one of the attorneys representing 2 of the 6 policemen currently on trial. Raquel Porter reports.
Before the lunch break, Mr. Green told Mr. Wildman that he did not know who delivered the letter and added that he was not preparing for any legal case at the time. He explained that he wrote the letter so that INDECOM could do its job. Mr. Wildman asked whether he was telling the jury and the court that as an attorney he was not preparing for a case. Mr. Green replied that if no one had reached out to him and his partner, they would not have pursued the matter further. When questioned about why he would contact INDECOM if he was not expecting a case, Mr. Green said he was not going to report police actions to the police themselves. After the lunch break, Mr. Wildman, who has been questioning the witness for 4 days, revisited the issue of how the letter was delivered. Mr. Green said he could not recall who delivered it, adding that if he had done so himself, he would remember. Asked whether he included his address and telephone number in the anonymous letter, Mr. Green responded that he did not. Mr. Wildman then asked if he was surprised when INDECOM eventually contacted him. Mr. Green said INDECOM reached out to him 4 years later, at which point he formally identified himself and provided a statement. Early in the proceedings, Mr. Wildman asked whether Mr. Green and his partner wrote the letter together. Mr. Green said they did not co-author it, but had discussed whether they should take action. He said both agreed that the letter should be written. Mr. Green also rejected a suggestion that when he first spoke to INDECOM, he failed to mention witnessing a Kingfish motor vehicle arrive and a police officer fired at a man who was on the ground. Mr. Wildman showed him a document suggesting the detail had been omitted. After reading the document, Mr. Green maintained that he told INDECOM. Raquel Porter, reporting for TVJ News.
A major concern surrounding the use of sexual images of children in the digital age is the lack of reporting by victims. Despite this legislation is already in place to address these offenses and ensure action can be taken. That's according to Chief Technical Director for Information and Communications Technology, ICT, at the Office of the Prime Minister, Wakeem Murray.
The Child Pornography Act and, of course, the Cybercrimes Act, which still treats with malicious communication and obscene communication. So that's still one element that is contained in the legislation. And then with the amendments that were recently tabled, the minister referred to it as revenge porn, but intimate images. So to the extent that those images are images of children, then that particular section can be utilized to bring action against anyone who is responsible for publishing images as it relates to children.
Wakeem Murray was speaking at this week's post-cabinet press briefing. She says although there is currently no specific legislation governing artificial intelligence, it does not prevent these issues from being addressed.
Have to come forward because It's one thing for an offense to be committed against an individual, but if that individual actually does not make a complaint and report it to the police, then you can appreciate that there is little that can be done for that individual. So it is important. We know it's sensitive. It's really a very sensitive issue and matter, but we encourage victims to bring their matters, report their matters, so that action can be taken under the legislation.
It's time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. To some good news now, a Jamaican who owns a restaurant is being lauded for opening his establishment to protesters in the United States. We have the details in this report.
What we've done is we've actually stepped up. So all the other neighbors, they've stepped up and made that their spaces are heating spaces, warm spaces, because of course Minneapolis is cold. We've also ensured that people are fed and hydrated as they're coming out to pay their respects. Naturally, throughout this time, it's been quite difficult because, of course, employees, Native American employees, are scared to be out in the streets of Minneapolis. Employees born in New York City are scared to be out in the streets of Minneapolis. And so we've had to figure out how to adjust and adapt to where I'm in the kitchen on the regular, doing dishes like everybody else, because we have to be agile and pivot as needed right now under these circumstances.
It's now time for the Business Minute.
Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett is welcoming the expansion of Canada-based MGM Mother Hotels Group in Jamaica, following its acquisition of the Royal Decameron Montego Bay Beach Hotel. Minister Bartlett says the investment reflects strong international confidence in Jamaica's tourism product and its long-term growth strategy. He adds that the move is expected to create more jobs in the sector while strengthening the country's competitiveness in the global tourism market. Further afield, U.S. President Donald Trump's disagreement with Canada took a new turn on Thursday, this time over aircraft. On Truth Social, Mr. Trump said he will decertify all Canadian-made aircraft in the United States. That until American-made Gulfstreams are certified in Canada. He also threatened to impose a 50% tariff on all Canadian airplanes sold in the U.S. The president singled out Bombardier's Global Express business jet, but said all Canadian planes would be impacted. It's unclear whether Trump has the power to legally decertify aircraft. The Federal Aviation Administration was contacted for comment. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Prince Moore.
Now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, Suriname's health minister is warning of a serious chikungunya outbreak after 1 death and 134 confirmed cases were recorded. He says the virus is affecting people from infants to the elderly, with most infections among working-age adults. Officials are moving to clear breeding sites and urging citizens to eliminate stagnant water and protect themselves from mosquito bites. And on the international scene, journalist and former CNN anchor Don Lemon was taken into custody in Los Angeles, California, Thursday night. The arrest is linked to an anti-immigration and customs enforcement protest at a Minneapolis church earlier this month, where services were disrupted. Lemon's attorney says he was working as a journalist and called the arrest an attack on press freedom. Justice Department officials say Lemon had no right to be on private church property and that the disruption may have interfered with worshippers' religious rights. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aaliyah Bryant.
Thank you, Aaliyah. We head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your Midday Sports Report.